Hello, friends. Good morning, good evening, whenever that you're tuning in here. This is Yonks with REtoken, and this is a monumental working group here. We're taking what we've learned here in 2022. It's been a busy 2022, and we're really looking to create an absolutely fabulous onboarding opportunity for people interested in blockchain and real estate. And I'm going to just go around. We've got Mrs. Yonks joined with us, Tyler. We've got Amy, Dax, Rosetta, and then we have a new person joining us for the very first time, D. Michael, on the live stream. And that being said, anybody that would like to do a quick introduction, and is that something that you feel that you could facilitate, Mrs. Yonks, or is Brooke occupying your thoughts?
Both. We have a 9-month-old, so somebody should like to say hello. You might hear her in the background. Well, I'll go ahead and start. I'm Tyler Yonker, Mrs. Yonks. I am a full-time DAOist, diplomat. Super excited to put on this event for realtors and real estate investors and people that are interested in that space. We've been working on this we've been working on the community for, it's coming up close to a year now. Thrown a couple successful events, built a YouTube channel, getting ready to launch real estate designations, just done lots of really cool things in that space. So that's kind of what we're doing. So over to you, Amy.
Is it my turn? Hi, my name is Amy. I'm a serial entrepreneur and been with REtoken DAO since July, I think, for August. And I belong to different DAOs too, but I love to learn and contribute. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Amy. And thanks for everything you do with POAPs and all that stuff. It's so valuable. We love having you here. Over to you, Rosetta.
Hello, I'm Rosetta Davis out of Nashville, Tennessee. I've been with REtoken DAO also since last year, and looking forward to meeting Jason. I really am excited about this upcoming blockchain boot camp, and I know he will bring back from the summit information that will be vital to not only the boot camp, but to the organization, to our DAO. And Teresa Kennedy and I are among the first agents to become certified crypto agents, and there's also a metaverse certification. So just looking forward to this. And thank you so much for just spearheading this, Jason.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Rosetta. And we're so excited to hear more input from you about what we can do to bring value to the real estate community. Dax, you're up.
Yes. Hi, guys. My name is Dax. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Dax. I am from East Coast in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am a realtor, and also I have an IT background. I am super interested in, blockchain technology with real estate combination. And I've been with I've been learning blockchain and DAO as well. And I've been with the REtoken for the past, I would say, like 10 months now. And I've been contributing and collaborating with all the the founders, Jason and Taylor, and everyone with the team. And I am super excited about the upcoming boot camp. And I am that's about me. And thank you guys. Looking forward to working with you all.
Awesome. And Dax, thank you for everything that you did on the website for Token Summit. That was all super helpful. So we appreciate you for that. D. Michael, you're up.
Oh, John Gostomski or D. Michael, as I do blockchain. Working on smart contract development, looking at the applications of different markets, which is why I'm here. So, and as time goes by, accuracy of these contracts has got to be paramount, and that's kind of where I stay. It's pretty simple. do
Awesome. Well,
business.
that's so very important, and we're really glad you're here. I'm looking forward to hearing any comments and feedback from you. And we'll wait for Teresa to see if she's correcting audio. We'll get an intro from her as soon as just waiting for her to go live. Hey, Teresa, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome. Good to see you here. We were just finishing up intros, so we'd love for you to introduce yourself, and then we're gonna, if you'd like.
Sure. Teresa Kennedy, one of the founders of REtoken. Thank you for inviting me, and looking forward to learning today.
Awesome. We're glad you're here, and back to you, Jason.
All right, well, let me get the screen share going again here, and we've got some agenda, and we're going to hop right into it as we always do, because we're not here just to discuss things, but in true REtoken working group style, we get things done during our working groups. So if somebody could, and I don't know if you can, Tyler, and this is like, we have just started utilizing Notion here, and I do have an incognito window open. And this is something that's a very recent development for us. We utilized Notion for Token Summit DAO, and that's something as we are bringing REtoken into the Triple Win Foundation organization. That's something that is a tool that is available there. And this is, again, a new tool for us. So let's hop right into the agenda. So let's see. Agenda here, agenda topics. So one of the things that we're going to talk about, and let's see, we've got Scott joined. Would you like to do a real quick introduction, Scott, before we hop into the agenda here? Fixing mic 1 second. Okay, well, we'll keep on going here. So one of the things that I thought would be absolutely fabulous is to make this more of a blueprint, and we've been getting increasingly good at doing that, is to create a new ERC20 token. That's something that those that participated in Token Summit DAO, and to be very clear, yeah, so that's what I thought. Let's boot that guy here real quick.
Get the lighting right.
Apologies, everybody. We have been putting these meetings out on Meetup and some other channels, so we are potentially going to get some hackers and spam. So apologize for that. We're
well, and this is why that we're not going to admit anybody else that's not a known variable after our go live time. So here we go, back to the screen share. All right, and if you could just stop the admission there, Tyler, that would be great. So anyway, why create a new token, RETCAMP? So it allows for some more creative tokenomics. One of the things that we can decide on here,
Oh, there we go.
One thing that I'm noticing is I had like a 2 instance before. I don't know. I have only 1 instance, and then now I'm seeing Teresa has 2 instances now. Sorry, instance. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know why.
Yeah, if
like
you're
going on.
Well, anytime you're logged in with your phone and I see one of Teresa's just switched to Kentrell, so I don't know what that was, but
I just joined.
oh, okay, welcome.
Oh well, sounds like you have an attitude, but hello.
Howdy.
All right, well,
Okay,
that
and we're
person
back.
made it easy for identifying who we needed to remove. So let's carry on here. All right, so why create a new ERC20 token? So it allows for more creative tokenomics without disrupting the tokenomics that we've got going on there. And I think that this is something that we can really create a blueprint around. I really believe like the vision here. And one of the things that we're looking to do with this, the boot camp, we're wanting it to be a monthly hybrid event. And it's going to be represented via an NFT ticket, just like what we did with DAO Day, Token Summit. And then that NFT ticket, we can provide a 1-year membership, because my expectation is that the content for this boot camp is going to evolve, change over time. There's going to be some things that won't, and that's one of the opportunities by leveraging this hybrid event, is that we can do a combination of live combined with pre-recorded and then hybrid stuff too, because I think that the opportunity to connect in a hybrid manner, and this is one of the things that we're doing through our meetup.com format, is providing a good mechanism for connecting with people in person. And that was one of the things that was really apparent here recently at ETH Denver, is the opportunity to really deliver a solid hybrid event experience. And I think that ETH Denver has a huge opportunity to improve upon their hybrid event type of experience as well. So, and that's kind of what I had on the second bullet point, as far as utilizing this framework that we can build out for future products and or projects. And one of the things that we put forward here, and wanted to thank Dax for just kind of like with his username in the REtoken DAO Discord, he's been rocking out the $RET. And fortunately, I didn't even know this until really looked. We acquired RET.ETH. It's still sitting on Yonks.ETH because we haven't made a proposal to move that forward. And I alluded to that here. But here today, during the working group, wanting to go through the process of setting up the subdomain and getting the snapshot.org in place. And so that's one of the things that we'll do too. So I'm gonna just pause here and allow some thoughts and any objections to this idea of creating this RET camp as a fully tokenized product sub DAO of REtoken.
Let's go do it.
Awesome.
Well, I love the support. I don't think that we need to talk too much about this, because the now one of the things that we'll get to talk about is the tokenomics. And as you can see, it's mostly a blank page. And this is something, again, we're looking to utilize some similar tokenomics. But one of the things that I was thinking of doing, and the first decision that we need to do, is how many tokens to issue. So I had a link, and this is one of the things that we kind of did with Token Summit DAO, was when we proclaimed International DAO Day on February 22nd of 2022, so 2/22/22, I think we ended up using 6 twos for 222 million. And that would be a similar dynamic here. And this was a real estate global market report. And just for the benefit here, and let me actually do this real quick. I wanted to give a shout out, and I'm going to enable live streamer mode. I don't know if anybody else on Discord has been keeping an eye on our live stream channel, but I'm going to bring that on into screen, just turning on streamer mode right now. So this is the REtoken Discord. This is our events channel, and here is the live stream. So I see Poopster on the live stream channel. So thank you for giving us a shout out, Poop. Poopster and participating via YouTube. And I see Mrs. Yonks is on the YouTube there. So thank you, Mrs. Yonks, for always participation that you do. So hello from a live stream. And I was going to put in that link here real quick because we're talking about the tokenomics. Speaking about the RETCAMP tokenomics. So how's everybody like that? And I got to give some credit here real quick to, I'm not even going to provide the thought that I had, but Mrs. Yonks came up with the RETCAMP. So kudos to her, but I really like it. It's settled in nicely. And thank you, Julie, for saying hello from YouTube as well. Love the, and Amy, thank you for saying hi also. So true story, we do give REtoken participation on the YouTube comments. That's one of the things that we know that YouTube, true story, Google's the #1 search engine on the planet. YouTube is the #2 search engine on the planet. And I think TikTok might be #3. But that's one of the things that maybe those that want to flex some content creative muscles. Anyway, getting back to this article, the thing that I thought would be just real easy is grabbing this number and then just taking that and put it into 1,000. I think that would give us 374 million tokens. And one of the things that I was wanting to do, and I don't know, more of a biblical reference, 40 is a very prevalent number in the Bible. And breaking it out, 40 seasons, each season would be 1 month because the goal is to deliver this blockchain bootcamp on a monthly basis. And I really believe that we deliver this over the next 40 months. This will be a very successful product / sub-DAO of REtoken. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking and allow some other people to chime in some thoughts on that.
One of the things that we were talking about earlier was creating a combination of evergreen content for basic things like what's the difference between blockchain and Bitcoin, and how does a token work, and things that even if the industry changes, the stuff like that won't change. So we were going to do some combination of evergreen content combined with monthly changes and updates and cool new projects, and so much happening in the real estate tokenization space and new players coming in and things like that. So when we get to the section a little bit later down the agenda, I put together a rough idea of what I thought blockchain 101 might look like. So I want to hear all your thoughts. Totally flexible to you, add, change, delete, or whatever if you don't think I got it right. So let's do that together.
So who's ready to mint some RETCAMP?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, we have used Coinvice for minting other social tokens. One of the reasons that we love Coinvice is because they support Polygon, and for minting a social token on Polygon, they don't take any cut and it doesn't cost anything, and it's very, very easy. And then they have a nice little portal for doing airdrops, multi-sig airdrops and stuff like that. And that's one of the things that we'll be exploring more as far as maybe even from a bounty standpoint. We do have DWork in place, and this is one of the things that we'll be talking about. I don't know if we've got that on our agenda, but literally right before this live stream, I created the MetaMask hot wallet here. And we're going to go through here on the live stream, this working group today, setting up the subdomain camp on ret.eth for this hot wallet. And this is one of the things, I don't think that we need to necessarily do that right now. And I do want to, real quick, for the benefit of everybody, I did send out a tweet quite a while ago, and I'll throw the link on this because this has, I took it off the screen. So this is how to do a Wyoming DAO LLC in 4 steps. Now, we're not going to actually do, REtoken is already a DAO, and we're not going to go through the effort right now because this is functionally a project of REtoken. So we don't really need a legal entity just for a product. We're doing the stuff with the tokenomics for the benefit of just having it separate. If we want to spin it off as a separate entity later, we could absolutely do that. So again, I'm going to throw this tweet on the live stream so that everybody has that, because we're going to be going through some of these steps. And one of the things that discovered here just the other day is that snapshot.org made it easier for those that would like to create their own space on there for the governance or the voting for decentralized autonomous organization. So anyway, let's go ahead. So we're actually going to be doing the subdomain here. And then I'll come back to that momentarily when we go through that. So anyway, we're going to do the second step, launch the social token, and we're going to do that here with Coinbase. Now, right now, we're on Ethereum mainnet with MetaMask, and I need to add another network. The easy way to do that is with chainlist.org, and I'm going to put that in the live stream here. So this service isn't coming available. That's kind of interesting. It'll be, I wonder what other site will replace that functionality. So anyway, that's not too far away, but this is an easy way to add a network to that. And what we're adding right now is Polygon. And this is so that we can switch there. And it'd probably switch on the Coinbase, but I'm not sure, but we're going to switch it before anyway. So let's see if that got that added. So we are on Polygon now, and you can see Matic there. So I'm going to go back to the Coinbase tab, do a refresh here, and let's see if we're still on the Matic. So we're going to create the token, connect the wallet, MetaMask. So create, and this is the profile. I'm going to open this in another tab here while it opened in the main tab. So, and this is where setting the ENS comes into play. And we'll show this here later, because this will actually look different when we get this set up, and it'll be like camp.ret.eth, and we can actually set the username here too. But let me actually just do that real quick. Username is RETCAMP. Let's see, name, and I'm not sure where the name shows up here. We'll change that later. Okay, so let's go back and view the profile. So now we're at $RETCAMP, and there's the profile address or whatever. So let's go ahead and go to the dashboard, and we're going to create the token. And this can't be changed. So let's get this done right, because this actually shows up on the blockchain. I'm going to make this bigger so everybody can see it a little better there on the live stream. So there we go. And let's call this, and if we don't like this, need to speak up. Blockchain, I don't know what the length is. Bootcamp by REtoken DAO. Kind of liking that. What do you all think? I don't know if we need this, the $. I'll leave it in there. And this is 7-character limit. And we found out when we were doing another project just a couple days ago, minting another social token, found out that you can't use numbers in there. It's only alphanumeric characters. So this is where I wanted to get that number over here, 374, and it might not like the comma. I'll take the comma out, and we're changing this to 1,000. And treasury is blank. We will create a multi-sig treasury later on. And this is social token to represent RETCamp blockchain bootcamp for real estate, a REtoken DAO project. All right, well, this is the last chance that anybody can chime in on this minting of the token, because once this is done, it is done.
How many tokens are we minting again?
I believe this will result in 374,106,000. So similar quantity. We did 222 million for Token Summit DAO. So this is a slightly higher quantity. And we haven't really had any conversation as far as the tokenomics. That's one of the things that work on between now and our next working group. So I believe that that's what that, because I'm pretty sure that we did 6 twos with Token Summit DAO.
Are those numbers we manually put in, or was it generated? I just need to know.
Yeah, no, we put this number in manually, and just like we did with Token Summit DAO, and it's kind of a fun way just to provide a little additional backstory. Like I think Spork DAO did 528 million in reference to Denver, the mile high city, being 5,280 feet. So this is kind of a number play here for us, where this number is the global real estate market, as far as like the revenue that the real estate market generates globally for 2022. So it's a relevant number, but you know, we're creating some tokens, and the big thing is the tokenomics, but more importantly is us creating a product at this blockchain bootcamp and delivering an absolutely fabulous product that will, at the end of the day, make these tokens be worth something.
Oh, good to know. I like the story.
Stories are good, right? That's one of the, I was just commenting, I think the other day on some Clubhouse, the Donald Miller story brand. Highly recommend that book. I went to his in-person event immersive back in 2016 or 2017, I think, before the book was even published. So anyway, here we go. Final thoughts before we mint RETCamp. Checking the box. I understand.
Go for it.
Go for it. I heard D. Michael, go for it. I love the support. Anybody else? Final thoughts? Want to show some support? Whatever.
Let's go.
I know. We're doing it right now.
Rick's blowing raspberries, so I feel like that probably means yes.
2022.
Yes. So all we have to do here, scroll down, sign this, and wait. I can't throttle up. This is a bonus. This is because it does cost Coinvice a little bit, not a lot. And that's the thing that's absolutely fabulous about building on the L2 Polygon, is that it costs pennies compared to I can't remember how much, Tyler, did I say that Antoine spent for gas to do that smart contract for DAO.eth?
I don't remember. I think it was 0.5 ETH or something. It was really expensive. It was like $1,500.
Let's see, and I'm just typing in, I'll bring this into the screen here because the screen is pretty boring. So I was just updating the live stream. TX for minting RETCamp, 374,106,000 in reference to 2022 global market for real estate. Let's see if we've got any transaction details. So it looks like that was a success. And you can see here that the cost of doing that was 0.06 Matic. So it cost Coinvice 10 cents. So thank you, Coinvice, for having such an absolutely fabulous platform. And you can see here, it was 374,106,000. And here is the token link to RETCamp Blockchain Bootcamp by REtoken DAO. And this is one of the things that we'll have some conversations with the focus here, building out this bootcamp. Probably not going to lean into that here, but there is some opportunity for adding some more details as far as the social profiles. If we get really ambitious, we might do that here coming up. But congratulations, everybody. We just minted 374,106,000 RETCamp to represent this. And that being said, how's everybody feeling about doing some tokenomics like what I advocated over the next 40 seasons? And I still love calling season 0 here between now and when we deliver our first product, which, and this is something that I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. Yonks, because she's already, as always, kicking ass, taking names, and Mrs. Yonks is my superpower, but she's already done quite a bit of stuff for getting our first bootcamp launched on April the 23rd. So that being said, any thoughts, any concerns? You like that number of 40 seasons as far as breaking out some tokenomics? Well, I'm going to take that nobody has any objections, the silence on that. So getting back here, and real quick, what I want to do too is I'm going to go through the quick process of adding this token, because these tokens are in the hot wallet right now. And this is, again, something that we will fast track. And we'll come back here, time permitting. I really want Mrs. Yonks to showcase some of the things, but let me go ahead and import this token that we just minted here, RETCamp, add custom token, import tokens, and you can see right here, and I'll get a screenshot of this as well, where you can see the token that we just minted is in the hot wallet. And this is one of the things I will, before I yield the mic to Mrs. Yonks, I'll bring open the bounty board that we have already put in place for REtoken. And here's the one that we were using for Token Summit DAO. And here's REtoken. And let me throw this link in here. This is our organization page. Everybody that's participating today will be getting REtoken, and we'll figure out on the tokenomics as far as the REtoken camp. So you're getting 2 tokens for participation today. And here's the link to REtoken DAO DWork. And this is one of the things that I'm absolutely very excited to be utilizing as a tool. This is functionally replacing Trello. And there's a lot of reasons of why that I'm excited for this. And one of the things too, and maybe we should just do this real quick. What do you think as far as creating, because I know that White Hat DAO, this is one of the things, make sure, D. Michael, that we get you the deets for White Hat DAO. And like looking at my profile here on DWork, I actually received an NFT for participating through this application, this DWork application, an NFT here, and this was for the community call the other day. So let's see, anyway, going back to REtoken, and here is the project board that we have for REtoken Camp. And as you can see, set this up for the first one, and this will be season 0 of REtoken Camp. I might even reflect that here. Let me just do that real quick. REtoken 1/season 0. I think that updates it automatically, very easily there. So anyway, this is something, let me see what I created here. So this is a very simple overview here as far as really what we're looking to create with this blockchain bootcamp for real estate. The biggest need in 2022 is onboarding more people to Web3. This bootcamp will extol the benefits for real estate when it becomes blockchain enabled. So anyway, going back to the agenda here for today, and it looks like Mrs. Yonks is back. So hopin.com. Mrs. Yonks, over to you again. Let me open this on the screen of our calendar, but go ahead, Mrs. Yonks.
Sure. Let me get Hopin on the screen share.
So are you going to drive on the screen share then?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop my share.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Indeed.
Okay, again, everybody, this was just a very rough agenda based on stuff that I thought would be interesting to the real estate community. So the first thing is that we had scheduled this thing for Saturday, April 23rd, 10 a.m. is Mountain Time. So 12 Eastern, 11 Pacific. I mean, 9 Pacific. And wanted to see, I know Saturday is traditionally a pretty busy day for realtors, but we are also aiming pretty broadly at realtors and real estate investors and people who are interested in real estate and casual realtors who might have a real estate license, but they also have a second job. They're not necessarily having they don't necessarily have active listings all the time. So Saturday that was the kind of the thought on that. What does everybody think? Is everybody good with the date being on a Saturday?
I think that we need to have it on a Saturday because the opportunity, and this is something I don't know if we want to make a decision, yay or nay, but the idea is for this to be a hybrid event and incorporating some IRL stuff with an online event is kind of the working goal. So again, I don't know if we want to make a decision here for season 0 to just do the virtual event and then maybe like season 1 incorporate in-person aspect. I will defer and open that up for the conversation, but we're really wanting this to, like, one of the things that I alluded on the Clubhouse for the DAO hack earlier this morning, our Saturday morning book club, is that we're architecting this to be a very solid affiliate program. And what we mean by that is we're also wanting this to be very affordable. And with our first one being on April 23rd, 4/23, we're talking maybe 42.3 Matic. So, and from a dollar standpoint, that's like maybe 60, 70 bucks. Number go up, number go down. Matic's been over $2 a piece, but you know, we're really wanting this bootcamp to be sub $100, and we're really wanting it to be a monthly event. We're not expecting people when they get this to participate every month. If they want to, that's absolutely fabulous, but we are wanting to have it be a 1-year duration where the people, because we're absolutely expecting the content of this to be very fresh. So we're really trying to create a new type of product niche with NFTs in this virtual hybrid event type of format, if that makes sense.
That's all really good stuff. So as far as the in real life event, what we were planning on doing was saying, we're going to have like a little after party for anybody that happens to be in the Denver area. If any of you guys would like to host Memphis, Nashville, Philly, Atlantic City, wherever, if you want to push kind of a hometown thing and do your own kind of casual after party happy hour, that'd be fine. We would love it and welcome it. So just
real quick to also further the in-person aspect is like the opportunity of like hand holding somebody like more in a like, you know, for starting, because there's a lot of people that don't even have their own crypto wallets. So the opportunity, and this is something that Mrs. Yonks and I did with our niece and nephews for Christmas, was we gave them their very first MetaMask wallet, and we went through the exercise. Yeah, go ahead,
Okay,
Tyler.
this is so fun. If you've got teenagers or college students or anybody in your life that's younger that you're trying to personally onboard to crypto, we got these little like those games used to play at the dentist, the little mind bender games, metal pieces. We wrapped those up and we stuck the seed phrases inside those, and the present was the wallet that we funded. And those kids just love the games, these little $2 games. So I didn't think that was going to be the big hit, but they like that more than even the crypto. So it's kind of fun. Anyway, well, let's get back to the agenda. I would really love to get all your feedback on this. So real quick, opening ceremony and intro to industry disruption. This is really kind of the big why, 15 minutes, just to tell everybody kind of what's the point. The real estate market's hot right now. I've talked to some realtors that say, I just don't have time. I'm selling so many houses. I don't have time to learn anything new. And maybe I'll get back to this when the market gets slow. And so we really want to talk about why the opportunity is right now, even though the market's hot, and what this means for the industry. And then we're moving into, after that, what blockchain is and why it matters. I think I know for me personally, when I very first got involved, I thought blockchain and Bitcoin were the same thing. It was like soda and Coke or some related entities that were kind of the same thing. And I really had to understand what the blockchain was and that currencies were fundamentally a different thing. So I want to make sure that people understand that. So we're starting on a strong foundation. And then so many companies that are tokenizing real estate right now are, you have to understand what tokens are. So when somebody says a tokenized property, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And once you tokenize a property, that there's not some magical way that all the tokens just get sold. There's some extra steps. So we wanted to talk about what tokens are, the fact that Bitcoin and REtoken are both tokens, but they're very different tokens. And so what this all looks like from a tokenization standpoint. And then intro to NFTs. One of the things that I had this conversation the other day. Somebody said, I can't believe, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. He said he paid like $4 million for a Bored Ape. And somebody said, I can't believe he paid that much for a cartoon character. Didn't he know he could just right click and save it and then have one for free? And I thought I think the biggest misunderstanding about NFTs is that they're not just pictures. They're a representation of a membership or access or other benefits. Or we had a really great conversation with Unlock Protocol, who was also one of our guest speakers on DAO Day, of talking about it's kind of like having an old Blockbuster card in your wallet or an expired credit card. Just because you physically have a card, like if you physically have an NFT, doesn't necessarily mean it does anything. So want to talk about what an NFT actually is and why they're so good. I thought one of the best I thought all the sessions that we had in DAO Day were good, but I think my favorite one was the legal section. I only allocated a half an hour for it, and I wish I had allocated an hour. It was fascinating. And we touched on so many of the common issues that come up with this space. So I was going to push that to an hour and open that up. I actually have one attorney confirmed already for June. For our June event, I was going to see if he could come back for this. And I thought the two women that we had on the legal panel DAO Day were both excellent. Then I don't know if we're going to need a break or not. I ended up hosting all of this live. So I scheduled a break last time because 8 hours of being on camera is a really long time. So I gave myself a little break here for to recover. And then allocated a half an hour for Token Town because obviously that's our favorite project. Wanted to talk about some interesting things. There are so many great projects out there in the real estate space right now. We wanted to talk about if you want to, if you got your $100 and you're ready to go, what are some places you can think about? So we wanted to highlight some different projects. And then we wanted to finish with what blockchain means for the mortgage, title, and maintenance industries. Again, this is pretty forward looking of saying, hypothetically, if you needed $500,000 and you had an audience, could you issue a token and raise that in $100 increments and choose to finance somebody as a kind of functionally like a DeFi mortgage? Or would you ever need title insurance again if you could look on the blockchain and say, hey, I sold a house to Rosetta, now she owns it, so if she wants to sell it to Dax, there's no question about who owns it. It's either unencumbered or it's not, and it's right there, and it's immutable. And then further out, because I know a lot of the people in the trades aren't always the most technical people, but if you had a furnace replaced and that record is on the blockchain, Jason and I are in the process of getting a new house right now. So we're going through the inspections and stuff. And we thought, man, why aren't all inspections public record? Like, why isn't that like a public disclosure in the listing that you can just see it right there? Why isn't every inspection that's ever been done and every maintenance record that's ever been done, why isn't it all public record and there? So we thought we're far out from that, but it's all possible. So I just wanted to have a more of a kind of visionary conversation, and then we'll just do a conclusion and wrap up. So that's kind of what I thought would be interesting. Totally open to you guys ripping this thing to shreds, reordering it, reordering the times or whatever. But that's kind of what I put together. So what do you think?
I think the fact that you've done what you have is just a testament to how badass you are, Tyler. And side note, Mrs. Yonks did just start listening to You Are a Badass from Jen Sincero, another big book recommendation that I absolutely love. But what one segment that I do believe that we really need to get in here is the security token conversation, where we can really have some of those pillar conversations as far as the broker dealer, the registered transfer agent, and then the alternative trading system, and the importance and whether we want to really like call that the when grandma and grandpa money enters crypto, or whatever, and we could have some fun with that. But definitely security tokens. And that's one of the things that I think differentiates us quite a bit from other real estate projects, is that we're committed to creating an opportunity for everyone. And we really believe that regulation crowdfunding is the best path for that. And we're still looking for to develop that process. And I really believe that this blockchain bootcamp for real estate can really lay and broaden a foundation that we're creating here at REtoken, the real estate DAO. So great work, Tyler. You're awesome. And this, for those that aren't familiar, this is hopin.com. This is the platform, as I mentioned on the live stream channel, is the platform that we utilized for delivering DAO Day on February 22nd. And that was a sister project that we executed from Token Summit DAO. And that being said, from a timing standpoint, we're talking about April the 23rd here. And then if you just mentally fast forward that, April 23rd for the first one, May, whatever, 22nd, 23rd, hopefully that's early enough where it doesn't fall on Memorial Weekend. And then the one after that, and this would be an opportunity to bump that up, and just kind of mentally looking at the calendar, because Token Summit, our next 3-day immersive virtual event, is going to be Token Summit 622 is going to be on June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So this will be a great opportunity to have some momentum with all the people that we funnel through this blockchain bootcamp for real estate, when we and then we can promote Token Summit DAO for that, through that. And that's just another, again, opportunity. So right now, looking at the time, we're halfway through our 2-hour working group, and great work on this. And this is one of the things that I'm expecting, that this agenda will change substantially. Like already alluded, Rosetta and I'm not sure who else is going to be joining us in Miami for Crypto's Real Estate Summit, but the opportunity to learn some more, but more importantly, make connections there for people that I'm sure would love to participate in this. And that's one of the things that will be great about this, is the opportunity of getting some pre-recorded, some evergreen type of content that we can use month in and month out to minimize the efforts on a monthly basis for creating this blockchain bootcamp event.
Yes, Jason. Teresa will be joining us also.
Awesome.
Great, love that, and always love the value that Teresa brings to her conversations on stuff that she participates in. And I saw a comment in the Zoom chat here from D. Michael. It could be an agile thing, and I'm assuming from an agile thing, you're speaking from a developer lens. If you could maybe provide a non-developer lens to what agile means, that would be absolutely fabulous.
Well, it was referenced that when you do inspections, there's only a certain date that they go back to, rather than just everything else. And I kind of agree with all the inspections should go back its entire history for the house. But they probably just phased it out because all those things were done. And then since they're done, they don't need to be recorded. Agile, kind of the basics are, you have a problem, and when the problem is surfaced, then essentially you fix it and it goes away because it becomes part of the project. Again, there's no reason to mention again.
I think that feedback is super valuable. One of the things that I was thinking about was because of some of the longevity of real estate, and people forget, I'm not as good of a record keeper as Jason is. And so when I was selling a condo that I had from, I think I bought it in 2004, I was filling out my seller disclosures, and they were saying things like, well, when was the last time the HVAC was replaced? I was like, I think it was 2011 or something like that. And then I was looking at my credit card receipts, and it was actually 2014. But by the time I sold it in 2018, like, it's just things like that. Just being able to have a permanent record when you're dealing with stuff that you're expecting to last for potentially 100 or more years, I just think is really valuable. Again, I don't have any expectation that this is going to just wave a magic wand. So many people, I don't have any expectation that it's going to happen. It's more kind of a visionary, like what's possible, and wouldn't this be cool if it happened? And so we can take that out or whatever. It was just kind of me thinking from a realtor standpoint, what all might they think was interesting?
Well, you get some competition because that's when your title search goes in and the person who does the title search says, uh-oh, wait a minute, I'll do the search for you for a certain amount of money. And I kind of agree with you in the sense that anything on the house at this present stage going forward should be tracked. And I agree with that. I do, because then that makes your inspection that much easier. And you can actually do a lot of your inspection. Then you can just get the person to do the update, say over the last, well, actually, if everything's been done and recorded properly, then you should be up to date. So you really confirm with somebody quickly about the business side of it. And you're right, it is. I had an inspection done in a house in 2007 I was going to buy, or at least invest in. And by the time it cost me $250, I think, but the house is a complete disaster. And it was up in Utah and I was down in Nevada. So the idea is that after the report came in, my God, I couldn't believe it. I mean, the land was worth more than the house. And it wasn't even something you could actually put on Section 8 at this point. That was the intent. If you're going to do it, then you can actually get on a program, get somebody a house that's halfway decent. You're making some money. They've got a place to stay. And the place was such a disaster. You just have to mow it over. So if I would have known that right away, been able to look it up myself, and that's the kind of person I am, then it's immediately that house is, off the list.
Yeah, I love that. So one of the things too, from a transparency standpoint, if you are interested in purchasing so Jason and I have some rental property in Chicago. So one of the things that if we ever sold it, rented, it would be really nice to say these people paid every month, and I can prove it because it's right there on the blockchain. So look, I'm giving you good tenants and they've paid. And obviously I wouldn't want to disclose people's credit reports or things like that in any public way, but you can disclose that stuff privately only to sellers that have certain keys. You can put it in there in a way it can't be changed, but but not everybody can access it. Only the people that, like, once a seller says I'm ready to close, then you can disclose things of saying, like, this is who you're actually getting. They're not criminals. I can prove it, that kind of thing. So it's just,
I'm sorry, it could be a side chain.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, again, none of this stuff is something that's kind of set in stone or I have an expectation it's going to happen soon. That was more of the kind of the what if dreamer section where I was thinking there's some stuff that I think real estate people need to understand right now. Like if you're buying a real estate, you're actually buying a share of the company that owns the house. So therefore the house must be in a company. So you should never buy somebody that says, I'm just tokenizing this house directly, because that would actually be a nightmare where every time
Mhm.
somebody wanted to sell a house, you'd have to actually go through a real estate transaction to change ownership over. That would be just be an absolute mess. That's why you can't do that. So just breaking down basic concepts of saying things like, what is a real estate token? What do you actually own? Who pays for things like if you own a house with 1,000 other people and the furnace blows out, who's responsible for that? Do you own a debt note? Do you have such a thing as an NFT that says you own 15 years of a mortgage, and then you get these payments on the schedule, and then your NFT's utility goes away, and then it's just kind of a dead instrument that used to represent a payment plan. Now it's just a token that doesn't represent anything anymore. So just things like that. I just really want people to understand what we're doing and what is out there, what other people are doing, and just so that they get the language of it.
Again, I
Well-
agree with you because if you have 15 years of a 30-year mortgage and everything blows out on your watch, then essentially whoever holds it once your NFT becomes invalid, essentially then they're going to get the benefit. You're not going to get the benefit. So somewhere that you can understand how to stretch this is why I'm interested in the smart contract part of it. So you can actually do a contract that I'm going to basically split the resources down the middle if anything goes out, if I'm a partner inside this piece of real estate. Everything you're saying is plausible because practical. I'm sorry, but practical because these are considerations that you want to ask the agent. These are considerations even if you're dealing with a seller, just a private seller, and essentially you're trying to help them get money to get in or out of the house. You have to have an idea what that house is, because you'll do the comps. But then again, if you're going to do the transaction, you step on the side and say, well, I can do this, and this is what you're going to give me. And then I can hold you to that because then they have no problems basically validating everything when you have an audit done. Does that make kind of sense?
Yeah, I think that's great. And Rosetta, I just saw Metaverse Intro to NFTs. Yeah, that's a great idea. So is your idea to make a separate section or to separate this out? Should this be intro to NFTs in the metaverse, or should I make a separate section on metaverse? What were you thinking there?
Well, yeah, I'm not quite sure how the metaverse fits in. I'm trying to do when I'm looking at this stuff.
Oh, sorry,
I'm
D. Michael. Rosetta made a comment in the chat. I'm sorry. I was actually talking to her.
Oh, I would love to
sorry,
hear his comments on that. That would be great. Michael?
I'm sorry. Oh, about the comments? Oh, yeah. I was just saying that everything in the transaction process should be aligned as much with the standard real estate contract or activities. And that way people will be more to accept it because then you'll get less blowback from the state or, whatever state laws are going to be. And that way you can actually push this agenda with your state representatives and see if they find it legal, because that's where this probably going to always come down to.
When you say find it legal, I guess I'm
Within the
confused.
definition of the laws that have been set up for real estate transactions.
Well, so here's one of the things that's going to fundamentally shift when a property becomes tokenized, because when a property gets sold from a natural person, assuming that it was sold by a natural person, to an SPV, a special purpose vehicle, that is when the real estate transaction ends. And then you actually take and tokenize the SPV, the special purpose vehicle, a legal entity. So you're actually tokenizing that, and then that will forever change, assuming that business that owns the property operates perpetually through whatever mechanism. And I think that's the biggest opportunity. Well, not the biggest, because tokenizing it is one opportunity, but that's not the only opportunity that exists. And like one of the, and I saw that you updated the metaverse question there, and that's great. But like one of the things that I would like to see on our agenda here, Tyler, that's very near and dear to our hearts, and the conversations on this is very, very preliminary, is a cooperative housing NFT. And this is related somewhat to something that REtoken has already put on our roadmap for Q2, is developing a fractionalized certificate program. Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say, do you want me to change Token Town to something about co-ops, or do you want me to add Token Town plus an additional section? What do you want me to put that?
And maybe I mean, if you're running short on time, maybe 15 minutes for each one, and maybe do one in the morning and one in the afternoon or something to spread out my FaceTime on there. That's kind of my thoughts, but I think that those are very different concepts, and the opportunity, like with Token Town, the HOA destroyer, and that's something that we will absolutely have more conversations, have been saying, and will still continue to say that Token Town, the HOA destroyer, is our flagship project of REtoken, and the opportunity to utilize blockchain technology to really bring a better solution to HOAs. And then we really believe too, over time, and we're probably not anywhere close to being there yet, but we really believe that the Token Town can not only be the HOA destroyer, but the mortgage destroyer as well, where we can do some creative tokenomics that truly create win-win-win situations, where I think most of us would be hard pressed to really say how the traditional with the mortgage system does that. It's an instrument that's so much stacked to whoever controls that paper over the life of it. But that's a much longer conversation for another day.
I just
go ahead, Tyler.
I just threw that in there as a placeholder. Cooperative housing, the housing model of the future. We can talk about that later, but just put that in so we didn't lose the thought. And again, I'm probably going to end up reordering this a little bit based on speaker availability and day flow and stuff like that. I'm more interested in, are there any topics? So again, this is a 101 class. It's for people that maybe they own a little Bitcoin, they don't own any tokens, or they don't even have a MetaMask wallet, or they've been kind of surface level aware of it. Is there anything on here that we're really missing, or is there anything on here that's too complicated that I should just leave off for a 101 kind of class?
I think that that's a great start, and this isn't the only working group that we're going to have. This is going to again occupy the majority of our conversations. We're still going to keep the REtoken weekly community call Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, but I feel really good. And again, thank you, Tyler, for an absolutely fabulous job on getting some initial framework here. And this isn't just like, the thing that's so fabulous it's not just like some on some napkin. This is actually some solid agenda to a real event that we can, publish if it's not published yet, where we can showcase that this is something that we're going to be able to very easily deliver on here April 23rd. And the timing for this Proppy.com event in Miami is unprecedented as well, so that we can leverage the connections and momentum to again, and that'll still provide plenty of opportunity, because that's still like 5 or 6 weeks from March the 10th to April 23rd. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, thanks everybody for the feedback. If you think of anything else, DM me or whatever. So we'll move on to the next. Dax, I saw your comment that we should issue an NFT to the participants. We love that idea. That is something that we want to do. We were actually thinking about doing POAP plus a function NFT. So the actual, your gated access, your membership to this is going to be an NFT. So you get a POAP for coming to the conference. You get a functional NFT, which is going to be a 1-year pass to our events. And then you're going to potentially get a token drop for subscribing. So we haven't figured that out yet, but that's on the roadmap too. So Jason, let's go on to the next thing.
And to clarify, it's as Tyler mentioned, they will get an NFT to represent their ticket for this 1-year hybrid event dynamic. But let me fire up the screen share here to see what else that we have on the remaining agenda, because if we can, I would really like to implement some of that stuff that we were talking about. So Let me check off some of this stuff here real quick and went through, again, great job. Did you want to share anything on Eventbrite, or do you want to curb that until later?
I need 30 seconds on Eventbrite and I don't need to screen share. So what I was going to tell you is we are hitting a minor roadblock in the workflow, which is that Hopin and Eventbrite are both not, or neither Hopin nor Eventbrite are set up to take crypto payments directly. So I set up Eventbrite so we could take credit cards. I know a bunch of you had said I would have done DAO Day. I couldn't quite figure out Matic in time, and we didn't have a credit card option. So I went ahead and did Eventbrite so that we do have a credit card option first. And then we're going to, the workflow is a little bit, you have to buy a ticket on Eventbrite or through Unlock. And then I have to turn around and issue you a free pass on Hopin to represent that broken bridge. So until we have a better solution, it's going to be you buy the ticket and then I turn around and issue you a free pass that represents the ticket that you would have bought directly on Hopin if they had the functionality available. So that's all Eventbrite is. It's basically just a representation of that. And if any of you guys are designers, we do have an open bounty right now to represent. We need some new graphics that fit in the pixelation limits. So we had a new member of REtoken just pop in. He's a designer, so hopefully he'll do it. I know we've got Jay-Z and Double D and Nikki and King Fu had and a handful of designers. So hoping that one of them wants to be part of that. That's all I had on Eventbrite.
Yeah, let me actually show that real quick. And this is, again, I already put the link earlier. This is what Tyler is talking about here is an open, and we put forward a 500 REtoken bounty for this. So we're putting a high degree of importance. And you can see here that Mrs. Yonks put in a lot of detail. She amplified some formatting that I did on this. And here's the D work. I'm putting this in the live stream task bounty. And one thing that we should do here too, Tyler, is to send out an announcement on this to give people some opportunity. What do we have for the deadline on this? We've got this due date of March the 9th, which I think is reasonable. That's in I don't know if that's when the community call is. Maybe we should extend that a little bit longer. But we do have, again, a submission here, and this just provides some testament to how fabulous that utilizing this platform and us making the decision to do that is that this is somebody that just submitted some work. So I would actually advocate, since we already had somebody publicly submit on this, that we adhere to that. But let's get an announcement out to the community and I'll help get that done. And one of the things that we could potentially even add is a Notion cover to this. And you've been seeing us use Notion. Here is our agenda for today's call. And one thing that I did want, I had this open here momentarily, and this is, I think, one of the value propositions of us making the decision to integrate REtoken, the real estate DAO, into the Triple Win Foundation, is that we are going to be creating a traditional nonprofit corporation that's going to be through the bylaws of that nonprofit corporation. And the goal is that we're seeking 501c3 designation for Triple Win Foundation. And that's going to be a conversation that we're going to be having outside of the scope of today for obvious reasons. But I had Doula up here. This is a service that does provide this. I don't think that that'll be necessary, especially with the forward opportunity, because it should be substantially easier for us to get a bank account as Triple Win Foundation, a nonprofit public benefit corporation, and we are planning on registering that maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week in Wyoming. But going back here to our agenda, one of the things, and Mrs. Yonks talked about a little bit, we didn't talk about all of these opportunities, but one of the opportunities that I would really like, and this is probably a breakout conversation for those that are interested in some of the automation, is Active Campaign is a email marketing / CRM sales automation tool. It's something that we've just barely begun exploring. I think we signed up here a couple weeks ago. I went through a onboarding webinar, took a lot of great notes on that. But the opportunity, I think, right now is to really collect some information from and think of it as like a wait list / whitelist while we're working on getting the infrastructure in place. And this is one of the things that we are getting a little bit better at, but like bringing open the video here, like this is the live stream that we're on right now. And one of the things, oh, and let me actually show the tweet that I sent out. I'll do that in Discord because I did do an announcement here in Discord. And here is the tweet that I sent right here. And I'm going to bring that onto the live stream screen, because this is an immediate need that's been an immediate need, and we've been saying that it's an immediate need for a while. We, REtoken, made the decision to utilize here in December, fairly recently, RET.team. And this is, again, I provided a little bit earlier the use case for using RET.eth, but this link right here, camp.ret.team, doesn't work right now. So this is something I will work on here today, this weekend, so that we get this set up. The goal, again, very similar here, like what we did with, and I'm gonna just throw a quick comment in our live stream with that, with this link as well in the tweet. And let's see, in the live stream channel down here. So talking. And Julie here, doesn't Unlock Protocol have a credit card payment option? They do, Julie, and that's where having the bank account, it's integrated with Stripe.com. Stripe is a very standard online processor for doing online payments, and that's something that we definitely need to prioritize. And this is one of the reasons that going to prioritize getting Triple Win Foundation, because right now, unless we went through, and I had that page open earlier with doula.com, but talking about getting WordPress multi-site set up on our RET.team. And here's the tweet that I sent out, and the https camp.ret.team. And that's very similar to what we did here with Token Summit DAO at tokensummit.xyz. And just to show everybody, like here was our homepage, and this is something that we'll be talking about during our working group with Token Summit DAO tomorrow. But related here, we did Token Summit, and this was the partnered, oh, not that, it was tokentown.tokensummit. There we go. tokentown.tokensummit. This is a WordPress multi-site, and did a couple of videos as far as setting that up. So anyway, that's something that we'll work on getting in place here for this project. But where I was going with that, going back to this active campaign, is the opportunity of getting a, like asking people that are interested in participating in this boot camp what they would like to see, kind of like a research initiative, if you would, and the opportunity for us to do some creative tokenomics where whether we provide some RETCAMP or whether it's REtoken or a combination of, and this is some very early thoughts on that, but the would really like to utilize this to really get better at having a solid sales process, if you will. And this is something that I believe that we can really utilize for building a solid foundation with. So does that make sense as far as this active campaign conversation? And I don't know, has anybody used like email marketing? I know that I think Amy was saying that you've used MailChimp, and we also have MailChimp set up, but it's not something right now with, it seems like Active Campaign, I think, will provide some better solutions for us. So anyway, let's carry on the conversation. So one of the things that we have the opportunity of doing is setting up on Snapshot, and snapshot.org is the governance tool that we have REtoken on, and I'll actually put a link in there real quick on the live stream. And this is, we've got to do a couple things to get this. Let's see. All right, so let me get the, I've got the ENS on my own profile. So let me go to that real quick. And this is app.ens domains. And this is something that we'll be putting forward a proposal so that we can get RET moved over to the REtoken multi-sig safe. And that's something that I'll again do. We had a conversation back in December on that, but never put forward the official proposal. So right now in here, so here's the ret.eth, and I'm on yonks.eth right now, and that's what I was just talking about here. So ret.eth, what we're going to do here is we're going to create a subdomain called camp, and for bootcamp. Camp. There we go. Real easy. So let's go ahead and save this, and this will be a slight transaction cost to do that, about $7. It's nice seeing the gas go down a little bit, and this is one of the things. Side conversation. We're very excited to hear that ZK, Mrs. Yonks and I have been learning a little bit more about that. BitDAO fairly recently funded ZK DAO. And ZK Sync is a L2 scaling solution that a lot of people that are optimistic will believe that it will truly be a very solid scaling solution. So anyway, I just wanted to say hello, Shadana. Welcome to our live stream today. This is our launching. Go ahead, Shadana.
Can you hear me? I just wanted to say hi. I'm in a public place, but I did get looped in thanks to Miss Rosetta. It's hard for me to catch everything because so much is going on in the Web3 world, but I'm excited about what's happening here. So I'm going to go back on mute because it's loud where I am, but thank you so much for the welcome.
Absolutely.
Well, we're glad you're here. And if you want to watch this thing on YouTube on the replay, feel free to do that and follow up with us if we can help you get.
And one of the things that we did that was absolutely fabulous, and we've still at a very early ideation phase, but we did literally mint 370 million RETCamp to represent, unless somebody else has a better reason not to, but we're looking at doing some tokenomics over the next 40 seasons. And this bootcamp, we're structuring it to be a once-a-month deal, but we're really looking to bring some creativity because we see that the biggest need and opportunity is to really have a solid onboarding experience into the Web3 DAO. And we really see the biggest opportunity to be real estate as far as disrupting and really providing a more sustainable kind of the Web3 way, if you will, to the real estate industry.
Awesome, that's exciting. I've been wanting to get into real estate as in the physical real estate. It looks like I've jumped into the metaverse real estate before the physical, but this is exciting. Congratulations, especially on the mint.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Tyler.
I was going to say something that is super fun too. Speaking of ZK Sync, we know a guy who's building out the whole world in the metaverse, and he brought up something really interesting. He said, just because you physically own whatever 123 Main Street doesn't necessarily own that you own 123 Main Street in the metaverse. So it's brought up these really interesting digital asset and private property rights and You know, are we staking land like people did, you know, 200 years ago, saying, why, you know, I'm going to claim this big open land of digital wilderness, even though in real life it's a neighborhood or a skyscraper or whatever. So just create some just super interesting things. So there's just a lot of fun stuff going on right now.
I was looking for the unmute button there, and I just posted on the live stream that we just created the camp.ret.eth subdomain. And what we need to do now is we need to specify the ETH address, which is our hot wallet over here. I'm just going to copy that onto the clipboard real quick and edit this record. And this will be right here. And I don't know if we need to set anything else. I might as well set the, put in some other stuff here too. I guess we can do Twitter. I don't know if it, REtoken DAO, GitHub, REtoken DAO. I can't remember if this is a discord.gg/REtoken DAO. Description, blockchain bootcamp for real estate. We'll put in RETCAMP, a project by REtoken DAO. Email URL, I'll put in the URL that this was talking about the opportunity, because this doesn't work yet. And the reason that I put in all of these details in, it adds a little bit more cost, but then I won't have to do another update later. And this is good enough here, I think. I'm not going to put any keywords. I don't know if the keywords really make any difference on the ENS domain, but this is an ENS subdomain. So let's go ahead and confirm this. We'll have to do another change here momentarily to update the snapshot. And let's see, I don't know if I have to be the controller. We'll see if this will be enough having this address, because right now I don't have any Ethereum on that hot wallet, and I would rather not send some over there if I don't have to, because I would rather do that through the Gnosis multi-sig safe. But let's go ahead and confirm this. And this, here's the MetaMask signature on the Web3 wallet. And you can see here, this is a little bit more costly, and this is because I added more details. So basically each character that you put in adds more cost to this. And I'm going to go ahead and confirm this. So this is one of the steps that's necessary to set up Snapshot. And while we're waiting for that to update, I'll just go into Snapshot here for REtoken. Hopefully everybody's joined that. If not, I'll put a link in here so that everybody can join this, because everybody that's on here is getting some both REtoken and RETCamp for our blockchain bootcamp for real estate. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is that we structured that as a 101. And so if we want to, again, do like a 201 or a 301 or a 401, that provides some scalability to that framework. So here is the REtoken DAO space on snapshot.org. All right. And let's see if this is all in place here. And let's see if we can go through on snapshot.org now and create this space. I'm going to go ahead and connect the wallet here. And one of the things that we, so look, there's already, this number keeps on going up very, very quickly. This is fun watching more and more organizations add spaces here. So let's go ahead. We've got the hot wallet connected. Let's click on the plus and camp.ret.eth. It looks like I have to be the controller, so I'm going to go ahead and have to update this, and I'm going to have to send over a little bit of ETH to fulfill this. So let me do that here real quick. So I've got to update the controller, which is this one right now, and this will change from me being able to do anything here on yonks.eth to it being done on the hot wallet. So there's the hot wallet address, and this will be the last thing that, and then the other one too is to get the registrant updated, but that will be done after the snapshot on REtoken DAO here is created and then approved by the DAO. So right now we're just waiting for this to update, and I'm going to go ahead and send a little bit of ETH over as well. Let's do a small amount, send, and I'm going to add this address here, add a nickname. This is nickname camp, RETCamp, t.camp or camp.ret.eth. And we'll do one should be, let's do 2. Maybe I'll do that. That's a small amount. I think that that'll do. Okay, so that address got updated. So now we should be able to refresh the setup over here and see how it looks different now. So now we can click on use your existing ENS domain. So, and going back to, let's go ahead and do that. Set a space controller. The space controller is this address, set controller. Oh, I got a switch here. So this is where needed that ETH to finish that transaction. So set the controller, confirm, and this will be a small cost to set the controller there. And so you can see there's several transactions involved in setting up a space here on snapshot.org. And this is one of the things that we'll be utilizing here for basically governing the blockchain bootcamp for real estate. And that's the thing that's absolutely fabulous, is that this will be a wholly owned tokenized project of REtoken, the real estate DAO. So this is RETCamp, blockchain bootcamp. And I don't know how long that this will be. We'll see if it's too long. We can change this. This isn't set in stone. This is all can be changed. So maximum length is 32. Let's just try RETCamp by REtoken DAO. I think I like that even better. And then we can put it in here. Blockchain bootcamp for real estate, a project by REtoken DAO. So our network, we minted this on Polygon, which is this one right here. And then category is social, symbol is RETCamp, Twitter is REtoken DAO, and GitHub is REtoken DAO. And we don't have a custom domain. And this is where we add our token, and our symbol is RETCamp. And here was the contract address in Discord. 18 decimals, add and save that. And this will be setting up our snapshot space. This is the very last thing that we had to do to get our snapshot space online here for RETCamp. This is our first utilization of our ret.eth ENS domain. So this should be the link. Everybody should be able to join this and the about page. So congratulations. We have yet another space on snapshot.org, another tokenized project. And this is just the start though. We've got a lot of things that need to happen, but we'll be talking some tokenomics here as far as what, and I'm gonna spend some cycles on some thoughts on that and then bring that forward. But congratulations, everybody. I'm gonna throw in the link here. We have our snapshot.org space for RETCamp online. And I'll throw a screenshot in here of that as well. All right, well, we've got 15, 20 minutes left. Mrs. Yonks and I have a busy rest of our Saturday afternoon, but would like to stop talking and let anybody else chime in some thoughts. So happy Saturday. I'm excited to have this, this milestone. This is out of all of the things that we've done, this is just a culmination of what we've been working towards. And there was some concerns that were expressed as far as deviating from our core mission. I really believe that this boot camp is going to make it easier to amplify our core mission and do it in a profitable manner. Because one of the things that we didn't talk about that much today, but we're wanting to architect this boot camp so that it's a very generous affiliate program. And what do we mean by that? So anybody that promotes this utilizing affiliate marketing, whether that's Rosetta or Shadana or myself or Mrs. Yonks or Dax or Amy or whomever, we were talking about this being a 42 Matic ticketed NFT event. So at a 50% affiliate, that would be a 21 Matic to whomever the referring affiliate is. And that's one of the things that is so exciting. Go ahead, Tyler.
21 Matic, depending on the price, is somewhere around $30 to $50. So just to give you, if you don't trade in Matic, that's around that. So one of the things, it's not just that we want to kind of toss that out there. We really need your help as our community to promote this thing, because I know all of you guys are in very different networks from us and from each other. And we are really interested in getting this into as many communities as we can. Not even necessarily real estate communities for sure, but even people that say, man, that'd be cool, I'm interested. That's part of the reason why we want to do that. So I think the way that we're going to track the affiliates is, when we were doing DAO Day, we set up an unlock lock which is functionally a tracker for each partner community. So Blockchain Developers United had a different lock from REtoken and a different lock for Canada DAO and a different lock for all these. So we had 9 partner communities, and every ticket that came in through any community was very trackable. So there shouldn't be any question about where tickets are coming from. The original thought was we were going to pay all of the affiliate to the community. And then we thought, but that's really doing a disservice to the direct member that's doing the promoting. So that's why we're doing a large chunk of revenue sharing to you, the individual person, and then a smaller sleeve to your partner community if you want to have that, and split that out. So this could be something that could potentially be really lucrative for you personally, and we really need your help to make it successful. If this Hopin is set up to scale to the moon. I mean, the sales rep from Hopin told me that he has the Peloton conference with 200,000 people on it. So there's functionally no limit to what the infrastructure can hold. The only limits are time and resources, and want to do paid advertising if we don't have to, because it's much harder to track and you don't know if you're hitting the right people and whatever, versus doing direct communities. but that's step two if the partner communities don't work. So we really want to push out, do a massive thing, and we're happy to jump on AMAs on Twitter or YouTube or Discord voice or whatever to explain what we're doing. And we're probably also going to make some intro videos that are short that people can just push out to their community. But again, really need your help on the tickets.
Well, and to reiterate, like for those that maybe not familiar with Token Summit with DAO Day and what we're planning on doing for our 3-day virtual event there, we were doing an 80-20 revenue sharing, and that's something that we're still looking to do here. And again, we're going to work on getting this summarized. We're going to do a little bit of copy and paste, but then apply that here specifically for what we're creating here for this blockchain bootcamp. So again, the opportunity of like when we're talking at 80-20, we talked about a 50% affiliate, but let's say it's through a partnered community, like Bankless DAO, for example. And I'm not alluding that Bankless is supportive of this initiative or not, but as some of you may or may not have noticed, I've started waving the black flag, which represents Bankless DAO, and have been increasingly plugged into the DAO relationships guild there. But the opportunity for like REtoken, for example, and this is of course a REtoken DAO project, since we're going into the Triple Win Foundation, like 10% of this boot camp is going to go to Triple Win Foundation. And then as a REtoken project, the other 90% would go to REtoken. But then we're talking about a 50% affiliate share for whomever within the REtoken DAO promotes this through their own network. So we're really looking to amplify Web2 affiliate marketing strategies here with a very unique Web3 NFT hybrid monthly. And that's the thing that's so fabulous about this, is that we're going to create, like, one of the things that I would actually even advocate is that we can and should provide a money back guarantee to just like increase the confidence level. Because one of the things that people may or may not know, most money back guarantees, even though that the people maybe weren't satisfied, and I believe that we will deliver an amazing event, but just to increase people's confidence, because like one of the things that's a little concerning, and I don't think that the Web3 ecosystem has really gotten a lot of people. And we've seen so many like, hey, learn how to become a Web3 developer for free. And the freemium model still has a cost. And I think one of the very near and dear costs that a lot of us can very clearly associate is the freemium model associated with Facebook, you know, where people willingly give up their information to Facebook, but yet Facebook generates billions of dollars of revenue from the freemium model that Facebook has created. So even though that something's free, like ETH Denver is a free event and it has a cost associated with it. You had to come in person. I mean, they did have some virtual event dynamics, but I don't think it would be the same. But anyway, I think that there was, even unless you opted out of like ETH Denver, that a lot of the information that was collected during the registration process was shared with sponsors. And ETH Denver has been a very successful event for a long period of time. And that's actually something that we're planning on incorporating here into this blockchain bootcamp for real estate, is a sponsorship opportunity, because we know that there is a lot of deep pockets within real estate. And that's something that we'll be very mindful about as far as developing something that the community is open for, as far as from a sponsorship standpoint, because we do want to be very guarded of any of our community members' information. Like one of the, go ahead, Tyler.
I was gonna say, I don't think this actually made it onto the website, but we do have a formal written privacy policy that specifically says we don't share your information at all. We don't share it, we don't sell it, we don't trade it, unless we're legally required to, which is a pretty narrow situation. So we actually do have that already in place, and need to just get that out to the website.
And we're at the time of our working group, the last 10 minutes, and this is something that we do on all of our sessions, is we want to make sure that we have captured all of the decisions and actions. And I think the biggest one was, you know, actually minting our social token and getting Snapshot set up. One of the things that I would like to discuss is, and I don't know if it makes sense, Tyler, to put on our calendar when we want to get together for the next RETCamp working group, but I'm going to bring open the REtoken calendar now. But I'm going to stop talking and let everybody else chime in some thoughts. And then, of course, we want to be mindful if we're capturing all of our decisions and next actions here in this last few minutes.
Thank you very much, as usual, for teaching us how to do this thing and doing it live so we can do the replay if we needed to go back to it. Thank you very much, Jason and Tyler. You both are awesome.
Yeah, and one of the things, just as a leaving thought, we already showed a little bit, and this is something that I don't know if I really went to thought about, but one of the things that I'm going to be thinking about is how to use dwork.xyz here, this bounty board, to really make it a more streamlined process with the goal of getting more feedback from people through this like waitlist/whitelist here, because I would really like to put a goal forward by our community call on Wednesday. And that's definitely, and whether we have an event between now and then, we probably will. I just got to look at some calendar, but let me actually go ahead and bring open the REtoken Google Calendar. This is the best way to stay apprised of all of the events. And that being said, does anybody have any objection? Because we were using a separate calendar for Token Summit DAO to just consolidate that. Can we make a decision on that right now?
Are we consolidating Bootcamp into Token Summit or consolidating Token Summit into REtoken?
I would even just prefer to just consolidate into a triple win DAO calendar, and I have no problem with calling the one on REtoken that, because that's the one that we've got the most event history in.
Yeah, I like that. I think that with Google, we can actually even separate it out into different projects if people want to only see certain things, but having one, I think will be easier. I don't want people to miss stuff.
And let me, I don't think I've got anything. I was just going to show people why that's, yeah, I'm just taking a look here. So this is what my personal calendar looks like. And this is my calendar. This is Mrs. Yonk's calendar. This is REtoken. This is Token Summit. And I also love participating in token engineering. And that's something that will probably only increase the participation in. And that's somebody that's going to absolutely engage here in 2022 as far as putting some strategy behind this shared equity appreciation model from a tokenomics standpoint. So anyway, the opportunity of having one less row or column, I guess it is technically, will be fabulous. So any objections? Go ahead, Tyler.
No, I was gonna say, since this is up and it's up, I just want to remind everybody to change your furnace filters. That's one of the reminders that I keep in my calendar. So if you haven't changed your furnace filter in a minute, it's good for the maintenance and the life of your furnace. Everybody go change your furnace filters.
Yeah, and on that note, I think it's pretty shocking as far as how much that can make from the longevity of a very high cost item in maintaining a home. But thank you for the little plug, Tyler, for being a good steward of our income producing asset there in Chicagoland. So looking at the Google Calendar here again for REtoken, those of you that are participating in Token Summit DAO, we've got an important working group tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time, where we're wrapping up season 0. And then this is one that I'm very excited about. This is one where we are launching the very first, and the event that I'm talking about is the one here on Sunday. And I'm going to actually make this a little bit bigger so it can show up. And I'm going to change it to a day view and just go to Sunday here real quick. And this is the one that we're talking about right now. This is tomorrow, March the 6th. And this is the one that I'm talking about, 7 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to be launching our very first cooperative housing investment club for Colorado. And the vision for this is that we really believe a solid solution to the equitable, affordable housing crisis is cooperative housing. And we believe that this is going to be a more sustainable and scalable measure for people to really help renters become owners. And another way to look at this is another opportunity to onboard more people into Web3, because we're going to be facilitating this investment club utilizing Syndicate DAO, their investment club framework, which just launched January 25th here very recently. So if you're interested in that type of a dynamic, because basically it's just having more options in your arsenal for helping more people become renters and become moving from renters to owners. And that's one of the things in that group where renters become owners. So, but let's take a look here at next week. We've got our community call on Wednesday, and it's a pretty empty calendar. And this is one of the things that we want to get better at, is getting the events put forward and scheduled. So the goal is to have a working group here for our boot camp on either Monday or Tuesday. And one of the things, now that I'm thinking about it, for those that may or may have not used Let Us Meet, I'm just going to actually create a Let Us Meet so that we can be most inclusive, because that's one of the things that we're passionate about here, is building an inclusive and platform agnostic community. And Let Us Meet is one of the tools that we can be for those that want to participate, more inclusive, because I would really like to get our wait list online by Wednesday and have a solid landing page at camp.ret.team that we can really start to amplify through more consistent strategy while we're working on building some of this foundation for this blockchain bootcamp for real estate that we're launching on April 23rd. But we're here at the hour. I'm going to stop talking. Any final thoughts before we call it a happy Saturday afternoon?
Thank you, Jason. This was an extremely productive session, and just want to thank you and Mrs. Yonks, and look forward to working with everyone.
And thank you, Rosetta. And I am ecstatic to be able to meet you in Miami here this next week.
Yes, that's going to be exciting.
And we're going to have so many connections and so much information. So don't be upset, Mrs. Yonks, if we bring a lot of what we garnered from this to our own agenda to make this blockchain bootcamp even better from what we learn and who we connect with there in Miami.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll be an awesome event. So thanks, everybody. Jason and I need to head off to church. So have a great weekend. Send us all your feedback on the three biggest things: agenda topics, agenda speakers. If there's anybody in your network who you think is just really good at explaining stuff, we'd love to feature that. Otherwise, I'll just go out and build it out. The way for DAO Day and tickets. That's it.
All righty. Well, as Mrs. Young said, we have to hit the road because it is an hour drive plus from where we're at, and we don't want to be late for church. And Rosetta just provided the link. I'm going to throw that link on the live stream so that if anybody is watching, they'll have it there. And on that note, that will be a close. Oh, it didn't copy on my clipboard.
I would also like to ask all real estate agents to go to proppy.com and just check out the certification programs that are offered there for crypto as well as metaverse.
Awesome. Thanks for the plug on that.
Indeed. And real quick, this is something too that I wanted to show. This is our biz dev page on Notion. This is something for those that are wanting to actively contribute. Make sure that Mrs. Yonks and I have your email address so that we can add you, because I did add some additional workflow, some additional flair. And you can see here, this is just adding again some additional flair to the REtoken DAO Discord, but also created a Discord role here, Notion contributors. And Notion is the main tool that we are utilizing here going forward for doing all of the knowledge base and like the biz dev. There's going to be a substantial amount of business development surrounding having a successful bootcamp launch here on April 23rd. And we really, like we said, we're structuring this to provide a solid, scalable foundation, but then also for those that help build it, that it's very fiscally rewarding as well, utilizing affiliate marketing strategies here for launching this bootcamp NFT hybrided event. All right, happy Saturday, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming. We love you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.
Thanks,
Follow
Amy,
up
for
is coming. Hi, Miss Shadana. Thank you for coming.
Thanks,
Thank you
Amy.
for sending us the link.
You're welcome.